previously. My advice was to use ancient Salvadoradian magic to help with Bitch's werewolf problem, not that the Mammini should go to Salvadorada themselves. Something terrible happened to me there when I was younger.
Elise, do any of the locals actually believe that you're one of them?
They believe whatever Januária tells them.
A human sacrifice is required to enter the old Omiscan temple.
She gave me this conch shell and told me to summon her with it if I ever get into trouble during our jungle expedition.
You must try to talk your mother out of this, especially now that Vero has offered to help Bitch.
Loki is from the future. I don't recall him ever mentioning that we'll die in Salvadorada. Have some faith in our family, guys.
Golden Jungle, here we come.
A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are. I'd finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure, but instead, adventure found me.
Bitch. What are you doing over there?
Plagiarizing other people's thoughts for my memoirs in my head. Why, what were you doing?
Come over here and help us dig. Looks like Leviathan is getting tired.
Like I have nothing better to do.
Why are you making us do this in the first place? What do you expect to find?
This place is called Salvadorada, which literally means golden jungle. They wouldn't call it that if there wasn't some gold to be found here, would they?
What do you need it for? You're already rich as hell.
And not because I spent my entire life just sitting on my ass and complaining. Now keep digging. Follow my children's example. They're taking this very seriously.
You're not doing what Mum told us to do, Tiamo.
Says the one taking her third lunch break since we got here. You'll get fat, you know.
Not fat, just big and strong. Now that my transition to adulthood is no longer postponed indefinitely, I need to get used to a healthy lifestyle again. And eating fruits is a lot more healthy than staring at a mobile screen all day.
I've been trying to text Loki that everything is okay, but my messages won't go through. I can't call anyone either.
Yeah, no shit. We're in the jungle, hours away from any modern technology and civilization. You might as well have left your phone at home.
Mum's coming.
Fuck. Put that thing away.
How is it going, children? Found anything yet?
Just something that looks like, I don't know, an ancient nail clipper perhaps. Nothing of interest. Are you sure this is the right place to look for gold?
Other people definitely thought so. After all, there was already a dig pile when we arrived.
And those other people might have found all the gold and taken it with them. Or moved on after not finding anything for hours.
We'll never know unless we dig deeper, so keep doing that. In the meantime, I'll see what the other side of the bridge has to offer.
This is completely pointless. I thought our destination was the temple, not some random excavation sites in the middle of the jungle. It's like she's stalling on purpose. But I'm not having it. Let's get Lev and move on.
Maybe Mum is having second thoughts about exploring further, now that even Loki told us not to.
She already brushed that off.
So she says, but think about it. Loki rarely shows emotions, which makes it all the more terrifying when he does. And when he's worried, you can bet your ass it's not about a spider in the bathroom or some normal people bullshit like that.
Well, considering where we are, I'd say a spider in the bathroom should be taken seriously. Have you seen how big they can get?
You know what I mean.
Yes, but I don't know if you're right.
Look, he actually found something.
That's just the conch shell Januária gave him as a thank you gift for the perfect date. Must have fallen out of his pocket, or wherever he was keeping it.
I know, but that other thing.
See this bitch?
No, I'm blind.
Not the gold Aya wanted me to find, but there might be gold inside, or even an ancient artifact. What do you think?
Yeah, it certainly looks like an artifact-shaped dirt clump. If you dig deep enough into my pockets, you might even find the tools to uncover the thing. Just be careful not to grab the rocket launcher instead.
I wonder what it could be. Jewelry perhaps? A chalice, a dagger? Or an Omiscan sex toy? Wouldn't be entirely out of place here.
Sure, why not? Just because they worship death, doesn't mean they didn't know how to have a good time in life.
Do you know something about this location that we don't, Leviathan?
At least I know where we are. This was one of the attractions depicted in the pamphlets I read, the remains of the Alam Temple. Thousands of years ago, when the temple was still intact, there used to be a bridge leading right up to the waterfall, and it was believed that when couples kissed there, their love would last forever. The Omiscans even incorporated the waterfall kiss into their wedding ceremonies and ended up holding most of them here.
How cheesy. What you said before about sex toys made me think of a brothel, not a church.
They might as well be the same thing, considering that both traditionally give two people the permission to fornicate. Anyway, since you're standing here chatting rather than digging, I take it you've stripped this holy brothel of all its treasures?
Well, I found this priceless artifact encased in rock.
Perfect! Put it in one of Bitch's pockets, and the conch shell too, while you're at it.
I think I found the perfect title for my autobiography, Memoirs of a Pack Mule. Or would Adventures of a Pack Mule be better, more dramatic?
I've scouted the area that lies ahead. It should be safe to proceed.
Do you believe me now? Whether it's because of Loki's concerns or something else, she definitely seems more careful than usual.
Sorry, I didn't pay attention to that. Was too busy coming up with counter-arguments in case she'd suggest Lev and I get married here, but...
By the way, Tiamo and Leviathan, if you haven't decided on the wedding location yet, you may want to consider this place. The view is spectacular.
You just had to tempt fate.
Ouch. I don't recommend going through that without protection.
There's some kind of inscription here. It might tell us what to do, if I could read it.
Let me try.
You can read ancient Omiscan runes, Wilbica?
I study history with a special focus on Salvadoradian culture, so I'd say I'm at least better at it than anybody else in this group. Let's see. This is the Temple of Sacrifice. Within are the tombs of Totekalama, Zizetototal and Balampalso, the Omiscan rulers of Earth, Heaven, and Hell. To join him, give up your body.
In other words, die. That must be the human sacrifice Januária mentioned.
And then what? Someone bites the dust and the force field magically disappears?
Would that be the strangest thing you've ever seen? Because I remember stories about fairy dolls in the Eastern Highlands and angels ruling South Pacific island chains. Feel free to read up about all that, and more, in my autobiography. Once I get it published, that is.
Either way, this was a bad idea. I'm definitely not willing to die for a relic. We should go back home and take Vero's offer.
Or ask for Junior's help, she's closer. And if she refuses, I'll just break into her home after all.
I'm sure Lev could convince her more easily by breaking into her lower regions.
That won't be necessary. I have a different idea.
It just happened again. Sorry, Januária.
No need to apologize. These things take time.
But even if this works, what good will it do in the long run? Your magic helps me keep my inner balance, but sooner or later I'm going to leave Selva Dorada, and you'll stay. I need to be able to do this without you too.
And you will. As I said, it just takes time.
I hope so, or else I'll have to find a way to get rid of my powers entirely.
Only as a last resort in case nothing else works. Your magic is a part of you. No one should be forced to hide or get rid of what makes them special.
That's what you tell everybody, isn't it? But what do you really think?
About what?
About me, and my power. Some fear I might bring about the end of the world.
You, or climate change, or an asteroid impact, or an alien invasion. And even if we survive all that without killing each other in the meantime, our time on this planet will still come to an end someday, because the planet itself will vanish. That's what you told the children in today's science lesson, isn't it? The reason they went home crying again.
Yes, I told them about the death of our sun, and how it will engulf and burn all the inner planets upon turning into a red giant.
It scared them even more than your horror stories about black holes, if my son is to be believed.
But that's still 5 billion years in the future, and the closest black hole is over 1,000 light years away from Earth. I am here, on Earth, right now.
I know what you mean, but that doesn't change my opinion of you. I still think your magic is a gift, and you don't throw away gifts. That's very impolite. How about we? Wait. That sound.
What sound? I didn't hear anything.
You couldn't have. It's the conch shell, the one I gave to Leviathan.
The Mammini's Leviathan?
He's in trouble, and I promised to help him. Sorry, Louisa, we have to reschedule.
That's all right. I'm afraid we won't be getting there today anyway. Well, maybe I should start taking alchemy lessons.
In our darkest moments, when light flashes before us, we find something that keeps us going, something that pushes us.
Please, you don't have to do this. We can still find another way, it's not too late.
Oh, right, the sacrifice. Sorry, Memoirs, I'll continue with you another day.
There is no other way. A human sacrifice is required to proceed, and I won't kill one of my children.
Sorry, Lev, but it's for a good cause, you know that. I'll tell Loki his other dad died a hero.
What are we waiting for? Let's get it over with already.
No.
Goodbye, Leviathan.
Very convincing, but I'm afraid no one else is here to see your little show. No, wait, there's a bat at least.
Januária, help.
What the hell are you doing?
Just what you told us to do. Offering up a human sacrifice to gain access to the temple.
Someone from your own family? Seriously?
Leviathan isn't technically family, just the male mother of Tiamo's child. I told them to get married, but they wouldn't, so that is that. My son can find another lover, he never had any trouble in that department. Now if you'll excuse us.
No, don't hurt him.
Why? Are you offering to take his place?
If you have to, there is another way to get inside. One that involves just a little magic and no death. Not really anyway.
We're listening.
Not here. This is not the right time or place. Come to the cantina tomorrow, then I'll tell you everything.
Why wait until tomorrow? Just give us a few hours. We should be able to get back to Bellemisia a lot faster without all the sightseeing we did on the way here.
Maybe, but you shouldn't go now. The jungle is a lot more dangerous after sundown. So put up a tent, get inside for the night, and don't come back out until you see the morning sun. And no more human sacrifices. Understood?
Whatever you say.
Thank you for saving me. That was too close.
Are you sure I can leave you here, with them?
Now that a sacrifice is no longer needed, yes. See you tomorrow at the cantina.
But if something else happens, just call me again. You know how. Take care of yourself, Leviathan.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind you calling her whenever you want, Lev. Especially during a lonely night.
Stop it already. You should be glad that she likes me, or else we would never have been able to pull off this act and get her to come here.
And I never claimed otherwise. Did you see what she turned into though? I was right. She is part vampire.
Or maybe I was right and she's a were creature whose animal form just happens to be a bat.
I don't care what she is, as long as she keeps her promise to help us.
But will she really? I wouldn't be so sure. Why did she ask us to come to the cantina tomorrow, instead of just telling us what we need to know right here and now? There was nothing stopping her, and it would have been a lot easier. Something feels wrong about this.
Anyway, Leviathan, you can switch off the dramatic rain now. Where shall we put our tent?
I still can't reach anybody. Neither Tiamo nor Leviathan, not Wilbica or even Aya. Reception comes and goes down in Shadow Vale, but up here it should work.
It does, but you know what other place doesn't have reception? Face it, Loki, they ignored your warning and went into the jungle anyway. That's the only explanation, and it should be getting late now. Whether they've already reached the temple or stopped to camp in the wilderness, neither is good for their health.
You mentioned that weird things happened there after sundown. What can we do?
From here? Nothing. Sacred candles could help though. Do you know if they packed any?
Unlikely, but I can think of a way to provide them with some.
Children, what are you waiting for? Come inside, before whatever nightly threat Julia warned us about gets here.
Is this the only tent we brought? I could have sworn we had at least one more, because this one doesn't look big enough for 4 people and a dog.
3.5 people technically. You're only half our size, Willy.
And you're only half as funny as you think you are, if at all.
Looks can be deceiving. The tent is bigger on the inside.
I can confirm that. It has everything we need while being very cozy at the same time. You'll love it.
Well, if you say so. Make room for the half person.
Here comes the full adult.
And most importantly, the pack mule.
Fuck. It really is bigger on the inside.
Of course. Did you think I was shitting you?
Wouldn't be the first time, Mum, would it? But I've never seen magic like this. How is this even possible?
Via the same spell I put on our gear in Bitch's pockets.
Man, I love witchcraft. But speaking of bitch, why isn't she coming in?
Who knows? Perhaps she's already here, playing hide and seek with us in this giant tent mansion.
Bitch? Where are you?
Yeah, this tent is so much bigger on the inside. It even contains people that weren't with us when we put it up. How curious.
Hi, bitch. I hope you're having a great, relaxing vacation in Selva Dorada. At least you look somewhat relaxed, so I take it the others aren't risking their lives in the jungle as we speak.
The tent also kind of looks like Varro's house. I'm not really in the tent, am I?
We don't have time for that, Loki. Give her the sacred candles before they summon her back.
The joys of being a familiar with so many protégés. If 2 summon me to different places at the same time, would I end up with the one I like more, or be ripped in half?
Right. Bitch, take these sacred candles with you and tell the others to light them in case you're spending the night in the jungle. It's very important.
Wait, now you're using me as your personal pack mule too? Oh, the betrayal. I would say you're definitely not my favorite protégé after this, but given that the others treat me the same way, it's like choosing between the devil and the deep blue sea.
You think it worked?
Well, she's gone, and so are the candles. All we can do now is hope for the best. And I have to get back to Shadow Vale.
There you are, little runaway. What were you thinking, just vanishing like that?
As you would say, calm your tits. It's not like I have a choice when a protégé calls. But in this case, his message was for you.
What is this?
It's called a candle, an illuminant made of wax and an ignitable wick. Ever heard of it? I know for a fact that this kind of modern technology exists on Sulani too, although I agree that the constellation we're looking at here kind of resembles male genitals.
Sacred candles are used to ward off all kinds of spirits, and trap fairies. But I can't remember taking any with me, haven't even thought about them since Mount Komorebi. Where did you get them, bitch? Did Augustina slip them into your pockets while I wasn't looking?
No, she didn't even get close to bitch, but she did warn us about strange things happening in the jungle at night. If ghosts have anything to do with that, we should probably light the candles.
See? You can say smart things. Try to do that more often. Damn Loki, you must be a closeted clairvoyant. Your candles are coming in handy, not a moment too soon. This deserves a special mention in my autobiography.
There. Now we should be safe. Bitch, what are you up to? Going somewhere again?
No. But
Give her space. She's been doing our bidding all day, maybe she just needs some alone time.
And that was the second smart thing he said today. Listen to your son-in-law, mistress. You might actually learn something.
Fine. It probably can't hurt to have someone keeping watch out here anyway, in case the candles fail us. If there's any sign of trouble, you let us know.
So bitch still isn't coming in. She's taking her job as our familiar very seriously.
Or maybe she's just had enough of your mug for today.
Are you calling me ugly?
No, just listing a few possibilities. But if the shoe fits, wear it.
What happened to you? Were you friends with my family, and they talked so much bullshit that your head exploded? I can relate. What I can do is retaliate, because no matter how much bullshit I talk in my head, they'll never hear it.
I can hear you.
How so? You don't even have ears, or a mouth to speak.
But I'm a ghost, as you can see. And not just any ghost. I'm Lord Charles Henford, first descendant of the High Witch of Clairvoyance.
I see. You're Amar's great-great-great and so on grandfather. Did you know that she still lives in the town that bears your name? I wish she had inherited your family gift too. That would have facilitated communication when she was still trying to teach me to suppress my inner big bad wolf.
I'll have to take your word for that. Unfortunately, I don't know any of my descendants beyond my own children.
And you want to learn more? Is that what Januária warned us about? Ghosts stalking the living to ask them about their offspring outside the jungle? Not what I expected. After all, I followed you to chase you away in case you wanted to hurt my family, and now I can't even say if I'm relieved or disappointed.
I'm not the one who wants to speak with you. It's just that he can't read your thoughts, and needs me to translate them.
And who exactly is he? Oh, don't tell me, I know him. His face at least. D'Antalien du Plantier. Just help me out with the number, will you?
It appears that she knows you.
If she really is the one we've been looking for, then I'm not surprised. I'm overjoyed, in fact. But are you sure about this, Charles? I wasn't expecting, well, a dog.
How rude. That's discrimination. Didn't your parents teach you manners? But if it's just dogs you don't like, how about a mule instead? That's what I am to my human companions.
I am sure, my friend. When a soul comes back from the realm of the dead, it doesn't always take the same shape it had in its previous life. But I recognized hers the moment she set foot in this jungle. Believe me, it's her.
In that case, I finally found you. You have no idea how long I've been looking for you. Mother.
What the fuck?